Poverty engineering. What is the aim of poverty engineering and what are they hoping to achieve? Why do they do it? Why do the gang stalkers engage in poverty engineering? What are they hoping to achieve? First of all, before we answer those questions, we need to understand what poverty engineering is, because it is one of the tools that the gang stalkers, the organized gang stalkers use, the Masonic gang stalkers, those who are affiliated with the occult and coincidentally hold positions of power, which gives them the authority to manipulate people's lives from a plan view. And that really does do a massive amount of damage to a targeted individual. So yes, what is poverty engineering? Poverty engineering is the process of creating the necessary conditions that will prevent a targeted individual from earning a living, from thriving just like every other person, and from making ends meet. No, they don't want you to do that. Poverty engineering is not just an attack on your finances, it's also an attack on your mental health, your physical health. And the reason why is because poverty engineering is an issue, a problem, that can easily lead to many other problems. It truly is. So, this is why poverty engineering is a very important tool, a weapon that the gang stalkers use against a target. It's one of the most common tools that they use. And in fact, I'm confident in saying that in just about every single situation or case of organized gang stalking that I have, witnessed firsthand, or, people that I've spoken to, they always complain about the same thing, which is, I'm broke. So, poverty engineering is something which is very common in the world of organized gang stalking. If you are a target, you should expect it, because it's one of the first things that they do. When they target your finances and they engage in poverty engineering, you're going to find it very difficult to live normally. And this is obviously for the sake of sabotaging every other aspect of your life, because your finances are the root to just about everything you do in this fake world that we live in. So if they can get you there, then it simply means they've pretty much got you everywhere. Pretty much. Not everywhere, but you know what I mean. They pretty much got you everywhere. How do they sabotage your finances and engage in poverty engineering? Well, it's simple. The first most common thing is workplace mobbing, which I have witnessed myself, and I've been in contact with people who have also experienced this very terrible thing. Workplace mobbing is when a group of people in your workplace that you work conspire against you. They set you up so that you could get sacked. But the main aim is that they want you to lose your job. Because if you lose your job, and it could even be a job that you've worked in for a long time, if you lose your job, wow, you're going to be hungry for a while. And then you have to go on universal credit or, go on the welfare system. You're now dependent on the state to exist. And that even makes the problem worse. So workplace mobbing is one of the ways that they achieve this. The Masonic colleagues that work with you will conspire against you to sabotage your employment. And this is a big problem, because whatever you get on universal credit will never be enough. Can never really take care of you. That's the whole point. They want you to be financially stifled. The truth is that whatever you make, or well, whatever they give you on universal credit or on the welfare system will never be enough for you to live a normal life. It will be a very suffocating life, a suffocated life, a life where you're living from hand to mouth. You're not going to have the freedom to do a lot of things that you should really be able to do. Paying your rent will be a problem, which also leads to homelessness. There's a homelessness engineering issue. So, poverty engineering is also linked to homelessness engineering. Okay, so yeah, poverty engineering is a very, very powerful tool. Workplace mobbing, just like we mentioned, is something that I've experienced, and a lot of people who are being gang stalked will experience. Your managers will treat you unfairly. They will be extra stringent with you. They'll pick on any little thing you do. Dare make a mistake, oh, you're pretty much gone. And the reason they do this is because they want to get rid of you. They want to put you in a tough situation financially. And this is why they do it. You know, to put you in a tough situation financially. So, poverty engineering will mean that you have to be on welfare, you know, universal credits. Which will mean that you will be struggling to eat, struggling to pay your rent, struggling to pay the council tax, struggling to pay the water bills, struggling to pay the electricity, struggling to pay your gas bills. You will not even have the leg room to do anything like, for example, go to the cinema. This is if that's the kind of stuff you like. Or maybe even go out with your friends. No, that's going to be very difficult. All because of poverty engineering. So poverty engineering is a very powerful tool. And it is the responsibility of a targeted individual, like yourself, like myself, to recognize it and try your very best. It's not easy. They'll come at you so hard to make you broke. Another reason, or, you know, apart from strangling you financially, making it difficult for you to live normally, one of the reasons that they like to attack your finances or sabotage your finances is because they know something which is very scary. This one is the scary one. And it's the one I want to talk about. It's majorly scary. Most targeted individuals, and a lot of targeted individuals I've encountered, are getting hit with directed energy weapons. In fact, for me, this is a daily thing, which is near 24 hours a day. As a targeted individual, you will get hit with directed energy weapons constantly. Now, if you had a means to survive, to take care of yourself, to fend for yourself, you had a steady source of income, then it simply means that you would look for a way to protect yourself if you were getting hit with directed energy weapons. It's just common sense. The first thing you probably do is research the materials that are very good at blocking the electromagnetic frequencies, the attack frequencies, the microwave frequencies, and then you look for other ways to ensure that you can, you know, protect yourself from these wireless attacks. However, if you are broke and you do not have a source of income and you do not have a way to fend for yourself, I'm just going to give it to you very simple. You're going to struggle to protect yourself against the microwave harassment, microwave assassination attempts, directed energy weapons attacks. You will struggle because you have to make a decision. Do I buy shielding materials or do I eat? Do I buy shielding materials or do I pay the rent? Do I buy shielding materials? Do I pay the water bill? You know, and on and on. You could go on for a while. Obviously, having a steady source of income will mean that you wouldn't need to worry about something like that as much, because you have the financial legroom to pay your rent, sort out all the bills, feed yourself, and also protect yourself. The income is there. You can budget like that. On universal credit, oh no, you can't do that. And that's what they want. They want to put you in a situation where you are literally on your last stand. They don't want you to have any feet to stand on financially. This is a big problem. I consider it to be one of the most dangerous problems that arise from poverty engineering. Not being able to afford the shielding materials to protect yourself against directed energy weapons. So, as a targeted individual, it is absolutely essential that you are aware of what poverty engineering is, how it works, what they are hoping to achieve, and ways that you can combat it. Yes, it's not easy, but it's not impossible too. There are ways. And that will be for another video. This video is mainly looking at poverty engineering, what it is, and how to recognize it. So, for me, it has been very interesting, the journey, the survival journey. In fact, just before I left the house, I was getting hit by microwaves. And on the way out from the house, we could see that the neighbors that are doing the microwave harassment already did their shift swap. They are not human. So yeah, the purpose of this video is knowing all about poverty engineering, which will lead to homelessness, starvation, health complications, death. These are the side effects of poverty engineering. Homelessness, health complications, death, crime engineering. Some people might be so broke, they will be tempted to go do criminal things, like, for example, engage themselves in big-time fraud and things of that nature. In other words, they're really pushing you to commit a crime. That's what they want to do. Anyways, yeah, that is poverty engineering for you, folks. I am currently a victim of it. Every single TI that I've spoken to is a victim of it. And for me, I'm going to be working on ways to sort of come out of it. It's not going to be easy, I know that for a fact, because what the gang stalkers do is they implement a dynamic technique of attack, which is they adjust themselves when you make a change. For example, you might make a positive change somewhere, then they'll move to making a negative change to negate the positive change that you have implemented. And this is obviously for the sake of bringing you down. That's what the whole plan is. So, like I always say, it is wise to protect yourself at all times. I'm going to go really deep into so many different topics, and these topics are based on my first-hand experiences and encounters that I've had. I'm going to go deep into this whole subject, and I will be making lots of videos about things that I've encountered this past 3 years. So much has changed over 3 years. I could be dead And that's not a joke. I'm not looking for any sympathy. I'm telling you the actual fact. I could very well have been dead. This recording wouldn't have existed. But it does exist because I somehow found a way. I was lucky to still be alive. So, with that being said, I will call this the part 1 of the poverty engineering video. And like I always say, protect yourself at all times.